Team Baramis, are we ready and excited as usual?
Yes,
Yes, always.
Good day to all our friends and welcome once again in Golentalawa, Bloemfontein, South Africa. For you out there who watch this program for the first time, let me introduce us. On my far right is Eliska, then comes Ibulama, or Nikita as actually Ibulama is the soul body giving consciousness too. That one is Bebazola, but you know them by now as on their real names. On my left hand side is my spouse and my personal assistant in everything we do. My name is Aaron's and we, together as a team, represent the Ramas Tower of Light from South Africa. In today's program, which is Program L, we are going to share ancient wisdom secrets on what or who are the Nephilim, where did they originate from, what was or is their purpose by visiting Earth. Are all Nephilim Darkside representatives? And were they all giants? And did the daughters of man brought forth the Nephilim's children? And do the Nephilim still visit Earth? And how often?
Please remember to press the subscribe, like and share buttons, as well as the little bell icon to be in line for more ancient wisdom secrets. For those of you who haven't watched the previous programs in this series, please catch up, otherwise you are not going to understand the new names, places and titles and happenings, etc.
Why are we always excited to share ancient wisdom secrets?
Ooh, Ernst, because we live what most other people we know exist.
Oh, that is quite true. You know, there's a big difference between to live like we do and to exist. You know, if you exist, you just sit there. In the morning you stand up, go and wash, brush your teeth. It's like a routine. You don't live anymore. You know, no, this is not for us. And, you know, we are happy because of what we experience on a daily basis. I mean, how can we not be happy? You know, we are psychic and spiritual. Our first set of senses are developing so that we can experience what other mind control people does not even believe in or want to hear of. Kabosi, do you have something on your mind regarding the Nephilim?
There are too many theories questioning the Nephilims, while the logistic truth is available in the hands of all humanity.
Brilliant, Kabosi, brilliant. Rational thinker people should stop theorizing about what they cannot see and experience and accept the truth from people who can see and experience what they cannot. I mean, if a blind person, a physical blind person comes to you and you explain to him what you say and they say, I don't believe in it because I cannot see it. I mean, it doesn't take away the reality.
Yeah.
So where does the fault lies? With us or with them?
Yeah, no, I think Ernst, even if you were able to see and you will show him whatever proof there is, you will still.
You know, as far as I'm
still
concerned,
question
they are not a thing as a theory. What the human brain can imagine already exists. You know, somewhere it exists. Think of all the legends regarding Bigfoot and Nessie. And the other cultures saw what the other cultures saw and know of. They all exist. People are being mind controlled not to believe in it. I mean, Loch Ness is not a demon or something, but it's actually, they call it a monster. Is it not something like, what is this ancient stuff?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs,
Yeah,
thank you. You know, I mean, they've got this huge, but we'll come to that later on. You know, there are no theories. You know, it's people who doesn't want us to believe the truth or to live in a world of truth. It is them who mind control us to say, yeah, there doesn't exist something. I mean, they've got this beautiful equipment where the satellites can, or even the aeroplanes can fly over a landscape, and they can radiate how many feet in the ground to see if there is hollow places of any kind. Why can't they see the Loch Ness monster, but all the other people can see it? Loch Ness is not a creature that can only be seen by psychics. I mean, really? No. The only people who do not believe in all this alien life forms on Earth and all over in all universes are the psychic, non-believer, rational thinkers, they who are spiritually blind. Not all of us as Western people are mind-controlled. That is why we are not part of the mainstream mind-controlled followers who agree blindly to believe whatever they are expected to believe. We are not Darkside, third world, visible demonic life forms who cannot see logic, think logic, plan logic, and create something logic. Not all of us are television freaks who spend their nights in front of a television watching how other people live or exist. Can you imagine wasting your time on stuff like that? We live our lives. I mean, the earth is so big. Why not, if you cannot go overseas to explore the countries, you can do it by means of television. I mean, learn something every day. Why always sit and see how other people... Can you not organize your own living? You mean... Yeah, we live our lives. We live and we spend time to see what is where in our night skies. Because what is this program all about? The Nephilim. And what is the meaning of Nephilim, Kabosi? They who came from the skies. Well, friends, may I share the first ancient wisdom secret regarding the Nephilim?
Oh,
Yes,
please do.
Aaron.
Are you sure?
Yes.
The so-called Nephilim, listen careful and listen wisely. The so-called Nephilim were here billions of years before us as human beings, and they will still be with us billions of years after now, today, 2023. New Nephilim will visit us to put new alien seed lines in place as it was since the Earth as planet was completed about 240 billion years ago. People, that's a long time. Other very ancient Nephilim seed lines will eventually be extinct, as everything that is become extinct. Languages, cultures, certain humanities. I mean, where's all the green people, the orange people, all those people?
Exactly.
They got extinct. And as if people can only believe in reality. I mean, there's so many reality to see. You don't even have to believe in it. You see it. Why can you not believe it? Now, one very ancient Nephilim seed lines, as I said, will eventually be extinct. Yeah, Timberamis, may I share another ancient wisdom secret?
Oh, please do.
Please, Aaron.
Please.
Are you sure?
But before you share that one, I just actually thought about this one program we watched the other night about this Y-files.
Yeah.
About that small fish in the tank. I can't even remember the name of the fish.
Yeah.
They also had a program about Nephilim.
Yeah.
And he actually shouted, "Please make me a fin hat."
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's so stupid. Everybody knows what's going on. Almost the biggest percentage of Western people and Eastern people and Mid-Eastern people know what's going on. Yeah, Cabos, there are so-called sci-fi programs of which the logo reads, "The truth is out there. Now, my friends, the truth is not out there. The truth is they live, or it lives among us.
In program A, you explained per definition what an alien is.
Yes.
You also explained per definition what a Nephilim is.
Yes.
So can you, for the sake of the friends who watch this series for the first time, just repeat what the definition of a Nephilim is, please, Alex?
With pleasure, Nikita. The word Nephilim, listen to this one. The word Nephilim refers to those who fell from the skies. Now, yeah, arrived by air, in other words, and those who came from the heavens, meaning from different dimensions. Remember, heaven is a dimension. So, yes, and those who visited even before the earth was completed for selected deities to live here. We all know that for 240 plus minus more or less billion years, only the Hefkanams and whoever, those who created the earth, who builded it, and every now and then there's new humanities, the new, you know how it works.
Yes.
They come, the others go back, etc., etc. So the word Nephilim refers to everything that fall out of the sky or arrived out of the sky, whatever the case may be. And that was more than 201 million years ago, far back to 240 billion years. So, by the way, Satan also fell from the sky. Can you remember that?
Yes.
Where did you hear about that?
I mean, where he's from dimension 22, so...
Yes, of course. You read it actually in the Bible. And not that he came from dimension 22, but that he fell. He fell from heaven. He fell from the light side to the negative side. He fell from dimension 22, planet Pentora, to dimension 3, planet Luna, Kuza, or Earth.
Arends, the Nephilim that we read about in Genesis 6, where did they come from?
In the Christian Bible, referred to as the King James Bible of the 17th century, in the first book of this Bible, in chapter 6, as from verse 1, listen to this. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of God saw the daughters, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they choose. Oh, can I share another ancient wisdom secret? I am not in possession of a name list of all the sons of gods. I mean, we know that God is a title referring to plural, endless gods. So I'm not in possession of a name list of God's sons. You know, there's a few gods that you know, their sons like who? Satan. Satan is a god. He's still a god. And he was the god of sin, referring to what? Transgression against the cosmic laws of the Most High. And you know, if those friends of us out there will only think what I just said, if Satan did that, and they don't know even what is being read in the cosmic laws, when are they going to start finding out? You know, if people just want to think a little bit deeper. Now, let me share that ancient wisdom secret further. All angelical beings are beings created by the Most High, Torah, Yahweh, Goria, sometime in collaboration with the different super creator Hefkanams and archangels. You know, if Michael wants 20 legions of angels, because why will he want? more angels? Can you guess?
To fight against the
Yes.
dark
The
side.
dark side.
They are not always that. Remember that, like Uriel, the archangel Uriel, is of the northern skies. They are protecting our universe, and that is why. You know, if let's say an community expands by day, you know, it's becoming bigger and bigger, so you need more gods, you need more angels, you need more Hefkanams, you need more very high brass there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we are talking at the end of what is at present, which we cannot even estimate. It's
No.
too far away, you know, it's too big. But later on, you will see how big it really is, and even in forthcoming programs. Now, yeah, if the Archangel Michael, for instance, wants 100 legions of angels, specific angels for, let's say, fighting demons, as Squivers have stated, then he, in collaboration with the Most High, will, I mean, some of the essence of Archangel Michael and of the essence of the Most High will be in that angels. That is why we will always go back to those who created us. Yeah, the Most High Toratre Yahweh Goria additionally adopted the 12 tribes of Israel, or Yisrael as they pronounce it. Every consciousness-giving life form he created for the true light side kingdoms through all universes. Yeah, I think you can see where this goes to. As his children, all male visions, as angelical beings, are his sons. So how many sons does the Most High have? Endless. How many
Yes.
sons will Satan have? I mean, he's billions of years old, so how many will he have? Billions. I mean, there's only a few of them that's been on Earth. The rest is on other planets, all over, spread it in the universe. Yeah, his sons are settled on planets throughout all universes in all dimensions. His sons are endless in legions, and some visions as angelical beings with different ranks live among ordinary humans in human bodies. Do you think the people out there, our friends, the psychics and the spiritual developed ones, do you think they will believe this? I think most of them have saw that already. Otherwise, they're not very, you know, anxious to get to what is really in the other dimensions that we cannot see with the three-dimensional eyes. Yeah, these sons of God not only represent the true light side visions with different ranks, they also represent true dark side. Gods and goddesses, Hefkanams and higher up. Also endless other consciousness-giving life forms from both light side and dark side planet in our third dimension, Tum. Remember that what you learn in program A, according to the King James Bible, concordance, God is a title referring to endless plural gods, goddesses, god families and higher up. Endless in numbers. Now these so-called gods or son of gods are visible in human bodies if you know what to look for. However, visible gods, goddesses, Hefkanams, higher up, until you get to the ranks of the Torata Rek, are living in Hefkanam created cities, deep in under mountains worldwide, as well as in other cities. You know, even beyond the sea floor, there are cities, ancient cities. I hope you people understand it. I mean, that is actually logic. If your brain can start focusing on, you know, how old the earth is, if you get away from that 6,000 years old that the earth is supposed to be, and you realize the truth, due to all the evidence of fossils of living creatures on earth, and humanity is older than 201 million, there's proof of it on internet and YouTube, so go and check it out. But you know, let me share another one. Zoltema. Do you know what is Zoltema? Zoltema underground in Ethiopia, and Bogekra under Mount Sasha, or Shasta. It's actually real alien gods and Hefkanam staying there. But I mean, it's in the mountain, under the mountain. They will not get it there. Yeah, most people under Eastern and Western nations have heard of the Pleiades. The Pleiades, also known as M45 or the Seven Sisters, is the name of an open cluster in the constellation of Taurus, the bull. Now this cluster contains a lot more planets than ordinary people are aware of, most or from which among others some of our sons of God originate from. The Darkside reptilians also lives among us, but camouflage themselves to look like human beings. I think most Western and Eastern humanities are aware of how these reptilians partly shapeshift in front of cameras, etc. Now, you know the North Star, which is Polaris, is in the constellation of Ursa Minor. Now, dozens different kinds of sons of God originate from there. In fact, the most that we know about originate from somewhere out of that cluster. The others we know about originate from where? Higher vibrating dimensions. Right, remember that not all sons of God are light side. Remember what I tried to learn you. Satan, as an example, was also created by the Most High Torah Yahweh Goria, but he came to a fall. He grew to the dark side. You know what I mean? But he came to a fall, which means that Satan is, after his fall, a true dark side God. And where is he, so by the way? Bind it on earth.
Yes.
Remember that not all sons are God. You must remember it. I'm going to say it 100 times until you remember it out there. You know, if we are used to pray to light side God or a God or gods, whatever, we get used to it and we forget that there are grey side as well as dark side. So you must remember. Never, especially when they hear the word Illuminati, dark side, Nephilim, reptilians, lizard people, you know, all that. If they heard Illuminati, oh, dark side, everything you hear that exists has got a true light side and a true dark side representative. Now think of the Anunnaki and other visitors on Earth. Coming from other constellations, they also mingled and hybrid with the daughters of man. Now remember, this is not theories, this is proof. You can go on YouTube everywhere, you will find not one, not two, not 10, you will find thousands of truth waiting just to be read or to be seen. So don't ask for proof. But in any case, the sons of man who visited the earth over the last 201,365,130 years, who created and still create new seed lines on earth, originated from all over the skies, wherever you can see. I mean, if I say all over the skies, you know, ordinary people will look up and say, okay, this is the sky. But I mean, the earth is rotating. You must imagine it's in all directions, not only what you can see at the specific moment at night. I mean, when you come 5 hours later there, it will be different stars, you know, in the night sky. So, yeah. Let's see. Verse 4 of Genesis chapter 6 contains more information regarding the Nephilim of those biblical days. Remember now, Nephilim, those who came from the sky. Didn't they came from the sky who came to create this earth? Didn't they come from the sky, those who created our star system? Didn't they come from the sky who developed and created the universes?
Yes.
So they are still with us. Now in verse 4 of Genesis chapter 6, remember King James 17th century Bible, we read the following. Now you must listen. Ooh. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that. In other words, after the flood, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, man of renown. You know, I'm trying to speak English, but I mean what we speak is Afrikaans. And I cannot understand, you know, if you read something, your mind must go out. I'm trying to learn to think in English as well. Yeah, that the same became mighty men which were of old. In other words, from ancient times, before that time, man renowned. Now, yeah, the giants were in the earth, not on the surface of the earth or inner earth. Where were they? They were in the earth. In today's time, there are still giants in the earth, like in some parts of Middle Earth. Where can you remember we saw of those giants and Nephilim still living in Middle Earth? In the movies of?
The Ten Commandments.
The Ten Commandments there.
Yes, there's one, but also in the movie Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Lord of the Rings, where they go in the mountain. Please, guys, if you don't like that movie, reconsider, go and check it. It is so full of secrets. If you sit there, you know, the movie goes on and you are chatting or trying to have a conversation with your friend, you are missing out. This is why people don't know what we know. They miss out. Don't miss out. Get focused. They came out of the mountain. Now, yeah. Think of Conroe. Who was Conroe?
Darkside Hefkenam.
He was a Darkside Hefkenam who lived in the Mount Sinai.
Yes.
How do we know it? From where he gave the 12 commandments to Moses. If you watch you know, people out there are going to say, what are those guys smoking? Listen what he said. The good Lord gave us the 10 commandments. No, my friend, if you know what's in the 10 commandments, you will not see it in that way anymore. But you will hear the words, you know, and when Moses came out of the mountain, that is now in that movie that I said, the 1956 movie, The 10 Commandments. In that specific movie, there are more than one movie with the name, The 10 Commandments. I haven't watched the others, I've only watched this one. So the 1956 one is the one to watch. The others date, all the dates are otherwise. Now you go and see that Moses came out of the mountain. Then you can ask yourself, why was he so grey when he came out of the mountain. But you saw the movie. It was
Yes.
totally grey when he came
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of the. What was it? Or what could it have been? The radiation vibration.
Yes.
What do we know of all people who were really abducted by aliens or negative aliens? They suffer from what? Radiation.
Yes.
Now, yeah, the internet swarm with evidence and photos in this regard. There are even video clips of a camouflage door, not the one that you see now on the screen, open to the side of a mountain, after which a smaller spacecraft enters the mountain and the door shuts again. No visible evidence that a spacecraft just entered the mountain. Now, of course, these giants, and before I start with this, I would like, if they don't believe us, we are going next year or the year after next year, whether I'm alive or not, those people will go on with it. We are going to do that series on ancient God cities or ancient alien cities on earth, which we know as God cities. Most of them, not all, they are very negative, greys and all that. Horrible creatures living among us. We're not talking about them, but we are going to, even here in South Africa, me and my spouse Gabos already know about 14 episodes that we can make, each on a different ancient ruin. And maybe the gods up there will show us another one, where we can maybe go in or show on video what other people have found already. So don't miss out on those programs. And if you want to be part of it, you can always write to us if you've got a contribution to make, or what is that other word,
Sponsorship.
a sponsor.
Yes.
If you want to sponsor something, you're more than welcome to contact us. There's 2 years between now and then, more or less. And the other 14 that we are going to make is on what? Haunted houses, or actually paranormal activity houses where paranormal activity is going on. To go in there, to declare what we find, and then to heal it, to come out, stay there for 2 weeks or so and ask the people, do you feel any more ghosts or negative vibrations? So yes, remember that. Be on the watch out, it's coming. Of course, these giants originate from other star systems, and as the ancient scriptures indicated, they were not all killed during Noah's flood. I don't think in the last program we gave away enough secrets, ancient wisdom secrets. Now, in this program, when I compiled it, I made provision for a lot. You know what? You already know. When I say it's an ancient wisdom secret, I can promise you almost nobody from the Western communities knows this info. As well as the next. People don't want to believe this, but I mean, for me, I know people are mind controlled. They cannot think where they're supposed to think. Otherwise, on other divisions in life, they can think. But when it comes to this, now, I mean, if I say during Noah's flood, the water covered an area of approximately 400 square miles, after which the Ark of Noah got to a standstill, not on Mount Ararat, but in the valley of Ararat. There's 2 Ararats. The one is a valley and the one is a mountain. So the Ark didn't get to rest on the mountain. I mean, go and check the height of that mountain. You will have to have, this containers with oxygen and helium and whatever just to get to the top. And I mean, it's icy cold there. So if the And I mean, Ararat is also not the highest mountain. So if the earth was covered on water, it should be as deep as the highest mountain on earth. Now, after that, or before that, you know, how did all even the insects that is now in America, how did they came in the ark or whatever? You know, it's ridiculous. But I mean, it's been proven it was on the 400 square miles. It's never been proven, even it was only before or when after they have satellites in place, you know, to take photos of Earth and stuff like that they saw. And then, of course, excavations to see the layers of ground until where does it reach, you know, and you can see it's like a crater in which those or the flood was. Yeah, furthermore, there were giant creator Hefkanams as well, who created, among other outstanding creations, the giant staircase that we showed you in one of the previous programs. Here it is once again. It is on the screen now. You can check it. Round about the time of Noah of the Bible, other sons of God also visited earth, of which some giants lived on earth among the people. These so-called gods came or became mighty as leaders on earth, who ruled over certain nations of that time, just like the reptilian kings and gods today rule over earth humanities, known to us as the Laxela and other reptilian Darkside races. Remember the name Laxela? You know where to look for them. I shared the secrets in a previous program. And I think I mentioned the name Laxela as well as in a previous program. So you can do your own little bit of research. You can go and see what I mean. Now, yeah, where does some of... just before we get to that, do you really believe that if you read there and you see in the time of the giants, now if it was the time of the giants on earth, were the humans in the minority and the giants in the majority? Because they say it in a way that it can be interpreted like that. No, it was not. I mean, there were different lengths. We come to that, but then you will... I'm just trying to prepare you for what you are going to see. You cannot take a human if it's this height, you know, in a picture, and you take, let's say, a giant of those times, which is this. Can you have sex with this little daughter of man? I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. No. But in any case, where do some of these alien gods and Hefkanams originate from? Some of these fallen Darkside sons of gods came from a far distant planet known to us as Ulam. Where did we heard the name Ulam? Kabosi?
I'm thinking now.
It is a planet. Ulam is situated in dimension 160. In other words, in the 160th heaven. This is very high, people. This is among the Hefkanams. It's not even gods. Gods are from, you know, if I really have to show you the hierarchical, I would like, and in later programs you are going to see why I do this. If you take this table and for every millimeter you make a heaven or a dimension, you will have to go up in the air for trillions of light years far before you are going to discover the last one which they are busy building. I mean, we've heard about Hefkanams coming from dimension, 190,000 something there,
Yes.
and they lived on Earth. So the so-called, that Ulam is situated in dimension 160 among the Hefkanams. Now, yeah, the so-called Shemites or Shemites, how do you pronounce it in English?
Yeah,
Please.
Shemites.
Shemites or
yeah.
Shemites are seed lines of the Shevim, who originated from the planet Ulam. People, if you just go back to program, I don't know, I think it was A, where I discuss is God a God or an alien
that's
or what.
program A.
I think it's in that program. If you go back there and you just get, the picture in your mind ready, then you are going to understand what is coming now. They were all Darkside representatives who mingled with the daughters and the hybrid seeds lines among the daughters of man. No true light side representative will ever create hybrids. Never, never, ever. It is in our genes, we don't do it. It is against the cosmic law of authenticity. Authenticity.
Yeah,
Did I pronounce it
yes.
correct? Thanks.
Aaron's, I'm doing research along your side, and
Yeah.
there are endless evidence
Yes.
of gods
And Hefkan.
and Hefkanams living in so-called alien cities on Earth, which are situated in mountains, in the Earth crust,
Yes.
and under the sea.
Yes.
Why do Western people still not believe in alien gods, in Hefkanams on Earth?
Kabosi, that's a very good question. I'm going to answer it with the greatest respect to each and every person on this globe. People fear aliens because they have a distorted picture in their minds on what they believe aliens are. Really. I wish they all watch program A on what is alien and what is a god. Please go and check that one, watch it once again. As I mentioned before, Western Christians don't read the guideline of their lives on earth, which is the
Bible.
Christian
Yes.
Bible. Thank you, Corbus, and you two here. In fact, millions of Christians haven't got a clue
Yes.
what's been written in their Bible, and I'm serious. Some of you out there could be sitting there, how can this guy say this? I know my Bible, etc. You are one of the few, my friends. The rest, you cannot even, actually here in South Africa, you can tell a Christian everything you like, he will believe you. Even if you tell him the greatest nonsense on earth. Now, let's go on. They must just start studying their Bibles. And before I read Ezekiel chapter 1, on spacecraft, do you think there's something about spacecraft in the Bible? There's plenty, but I'm only going to take a few examples out. But let's go to Ezekiel. In the Bible book Ezekiel chapter 1, we read about an alien spacecraft. Yeah, I wonder if those people are going to believe us, even if they're going to read there. But after they listen to what we're going to say to them or share with them, they are going to see that specific chapter. And remember chapter 13, 1-3 also. There's also, and I think chapter 8 also, there's all little bits and pieces describing, even the gears and the burning coals under the gears of the Gerub or Gerub, how do you pronounce it? I mean, they actually describe it so good. Now, in the Bible book Ezekiel chapter 1, we read about an alien spacecraft. Only one small little spacecraft. The bigger one we are going to share later. Ezekiel took a ride in the spacecraft. Do you know that? Or did you know that? He took a ride to the river Kebab, where they find goggles and whatever. the archaeologist. Now, yeah, Ezekiel took a ride, and I did research on that ride, and it is so impressive. I don't know why that they left the rest of the information not in the Bible, as it were, originally. But you know what? Ezekiel did not know what it was he was looking at. He referred to it as a whirlwind. Now, friends, before I go on, if you go and you check that beautiful movie, I think the Americans made it, what was it, someday, is it Celebration Day?
Independence Day.
Independence Day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Luckily you know that my brain is overfull. I forget a lot. But in any case, thank you. Yeah. If you go and check that movie, Independence Day, you will see where the big or one of the small ships, the daughter ships of the big motherships, come into the atmosphere of Earth. I mean, it looks like a city falling from the sky. You know, the smoke and the flames and everything. I mean, that thing comes in with a huge, and you just see smoke screens. So if you look at that movie and you see that description, my friend, you know exactly what Ezekiel saw, because that is the exact description. You know, he just didn't want to, he didn't know what to call. He called it a whirlwind, because it's the closest that he could describe it in those days. In another chapter, Ezekiel refers to this alien spacecraft as a cherub, G-E-R-U-B, Gerub or cherub or whatever. Now, I know that there's cherubs or cerebrum or something that they call them, but this cherub does not refer to an angelical being. There's actually two cherubs. The one is this spacecraft, and the other, or kind of spacecraft, and the other one is what?
An angel.
Yes, thank you. Now, yeah, Christians here in South Africa study their religion from theologians who did not study deities and deity sciences, but rather how to manage the church with its congregation. They did learn the Bible, you know, Greek. If you read my book, my doctor's thesis on which is book 2 in the Brahmins writings, you will see why I love the Greeks, but I don't love the Greeks of those times, you know, before Alexander the Great and during Alexander the Great. Because if you go and read the books on the deuterocanonical books or something, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I think it's something like that. It is in the book Maccabees. Go and study those books and you will see why I don't like. And you know who, if you read that piece of description and you start thinking, but they translated the Hebrew Bible? If this was their attitude towards a light side God, what in the New Testament that they translated can be true? Go and read the book, my friend. I proved it. Yeah, in most cases, Western Christians are so mind-controlled by their churches, the media, and their politicians that they don't know what they read in their Bibles. Do you want to tell me that only a few persons have read Ezekiel 1? I can bet you people, most of you, I would like to take a guess, 95 out of every 100 of you. If you go and read Ezekiel, that chapter 1, and you study it, you are going to see a spacecraft in it. That there's no something else. Listen to the following. Listen to the following description of an extremely large in size alien spacecraft, of which is written in the last book of the Bible, Revelation, in chapter 21 as from verse 10. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven of God. Sorry. No, normally when I do a preaching or something, I talk too loud and then I start coughing. Sorry for that one. I think it's worth reading that verse again, eh?
Yes.
And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of the heaven of God. My friend, if a city descends out of heaven, and you've watched Independence Day, what is the holy city? It is a city descending from God out of the heavens. Now, you should read the rest of the chapter in which this extremely large city is described. And if I say extremely large, it should be about 10 or 100 times the size of New York of today. Otherwise, where are all the people going to go? You know, you should read the rest, but let me help you. The holy city descended out of the heaven of God. What can it be? Can it be anything other
No,
than a
it's-
spacecraft?
No, it's a spacecraft.
I mean, a city is built on ground. Now, if the city falls from heaven, it's going to crash on it. Am I right? But you will see the description. Just remember, it descended. A city cannot descend out of heaven and not being called a spacecraft or an alien craft. The holy city is decorated with colorful lights all around it. Go and read it. A full city-size spacecraft in your own Bibles. The city of Petra and other biblical cities, for instance, stretch over. You can remember, Kabosi, you also studied it. How big was the city of Petra?
250 square miles.
That's correct, thank you. 250 square miles, which is correct. That is the estimated thing. It can be bigger now. If at 250, and you've heard correctly, it's all in the books written that I have compiled. Why is that city, that piece that they show you, oh, I mean, it is the top of the iceberg, you know, if you go underground, or the top of the mountain if you go underground. Let's say you drop the sands and everything there for, let's say, what, a half a mile or a mile deep, then you will come to the real city.
Yeah.
And then it expands very wide, 250 now, 250 square mile. This is one city in which one humanity lived, or a group of people lived, 250 square miles. My friends, can you imagine how big that is? There is one city. Where are the other people going to go in? So if you just, this is two things to think about.
Yeah.
If this is the size of a city and the New Jerusalem is the city, I mean, it should be very much bigger than this. Now listen to the next. The holy city, the spacecraft, has 12 gates through which the following people could enter. Only the 12 tribes of Israel. See the whole description. There are 12 gates around the city, and on each gate is a name of one of the 12 tribes of Israel. And you know, if you, okay, let's just look at that for a few moments. There are only 12 sons of Jacob, which make up for the 12 tribes of Israel. You know who they are, Ephraim and Dan and Manasseh and all those. Now, yeah, if they are the 12 tribes of Israel, and each door entrance to the New Jerusalem has got a name. In other words, the tribe of Dan can enter only in this entrance. The next entrance is the tribe of, let's say, Manasseh. You can enter here. The next. So where are the Christians going to enter? Oh my goodness, can they not even realize it? I mean, really? No, you know, I don't want even to laugh about it, but I mean it's serious.
Yeah, it is.
They say that we are not Israel, that the Esau-Edom Jews of those times were the correct Israel. Now, where do they want to go in? That is my first question. There's no door for them allowing them to go in there. So start waking up. I mean, really, read what is standing there and build a picture up here. Otherwise, you can read and afterwards, what have you read? No, I don't know. You must form a picture up here. Now, yeah, this is not even all. It also have 12 foundations with whose names on it? The 12
Tribes.
disciples
Oh,
of
this is
Joshua Redopa. And each tribe represents a created humanity. Yeah, if you read, you can even in the Bible, where is it though? There's a, I will get to that book to show you. But it shows you the 12 star signs and how the Israelites had to form their camp according to that. Now, if you take that up, this is now Dan and Judah and whatever, they are in the true formation of the 12 star systems. And that is why, you know, they came from those that Joshua Redopa collected, you know, and he sent them. Don't go in a house of the heathen, and don't go to a city of the Samaritans, but go to the lost tribes of Israel and say to them, we are the tribes of Israel, not other people. Now, okay, and in other words, we represent, and I mean, who were? In the Bible you read Matthew, Luke, Mark and John, whatever. Where are the others? Those Mark and Luke and Mark were not even disciples. I mean, they didn't even live in the date that, or they may have lived, but they haven't met Jesus. They came there 30, 40, 50 years after he had left. So where are the 12 original, you know, books of the true 12 disciples of Jesus? There's no gate with the name Christians on it, which means no Christian will be allowed in the New Jerusalem. Now, in the song, oh, you know, it's actually very hard. So, you know, one of our members one day said, you know what, Aarons, you are writing about the emotional pain of humanity, and that is exactly what I'm writing, because look at this, you know, how can people, the leaders of Christianity, lead their Christian followers in such a hell of lies? You know, I want to say, if you go into a Christian community, prepare yourself to enter the valley of lies. That is all. That is all. There's my books for the evidence. Now, yeah, and you know, there's a song, The Holy City. And me and Kabosi every Sunday morning here in South Africa is a beautiful program, Loof die Here, which means praise the Lords or whatever. Because Here means in Afrikaans gentlemen. In other words, plenty of men. So they sing You know, what is the words they say? Let me just think about it. And no one will be denied, or something like that. Everybody could go in according to that song. Nobody will be denied. That is Musala. It's not standing in the Bible. Where did they get that from?
You see.
You know what I mean? And no one was denied. Everybody who just believed there's a God could now enter what city? Their name is not on there. It's not what they think it is, so they don't believe in flying saucers. So will they go there if the lost city descends from heaven? No, they will not. They will say, no, we don't believe in it. In the Revelation chapter 21 verse 3, we read why the holy city will come to earth. It says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. Now, yeah, if God comes to earth to live among his people, and he's coming with you know, what they don't believe in, we believe in it, so we say it with great respect. But they don't believe in spacecraft, so don't believe in your God, because he's coming with the spacecraft out of your own Bibles.
Yes.
Now, yeah, he's going to come and live here. Where do you want to go if he's going to come and live here? Just read the Bible. It's there in your Bible. Where do you want to go after death if he's going to stay here? The Bible does not say all those people he's bringing with him who died the last 2,000 years or the last 1 million years. Does he bring his whole community with him? You know what I mean? I mean, really? Do Christians have any reason not to believe in alien spacecraft? You know, if Christians refer to this description of the holy city to be imaginary, is their God not also maybe imaginary, don't exist? If they hear the truth, they will tell you, it's imaginary.
Yeah.
Is your God not maybe also imaginary? Is that maybe the reason why you cannot speak two-way with him? Timber Ramis, do you have any remembrance of contact with alien life forms? You too? You?
I can only think about if you speak about aliens and the gods underneath that and the Hefknams underneath that also is like aliens.
Yes.
Is what you like in the ceremonies that we do.
Thanks
that
for
you get
mentioning it, because we are talking now in that sense. So thank you for reminding us. We should think of aliens, because it's just a stupid name, alien.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rather speak about the God, the kingdoms up there. What do they, what lives there? And yes, sorry, but thank you for saying that.
Then I can think about the ceremonies that we did with all the Hefknams and leaders that's coming through and giving us so many wisdom
Yes, thank you,
to
Kabosi.
us.
Do you have any remembrance?
I only want to add that to him that everyone who is from another dimension is an alien according to definition.
Of course,
So-
because our dads and moms created our bodies.
Yes.
But we who give consciousness to the bodies come from other dimensions. So we thank you, Iliska. We are all actually aliens as consciousness giving life forms, not the bodies, but us.
Do you have any suggestion for people who do not want to believe in aliens as the sons of gods?
No, Kabos, no. It is each person's own choice in life to believe in true reality or not to believe in true reality. We are not going to force people out there. For the rest out there who do want to believe in aliens visiting the Earth but haven't seen an alien spacecraft, I do have a suggestion. But before I come there, for that part, I would like to share something else. You know, one night I had a dream, and I dreamed that I was in a kind of let's say a room like this one, a little bit bigger, but I was sitting in there. At the end was a guy in front of like a test board, you know, a computer test board, and all alongside were big window-like things. It's not windows, it's a glass panel of some kind, but you could see everything around you. And I went to the, let's call him the captain of the ship, and he had a few weird signs up here, whatever, but I felt very comfortably.
Yeah.
And then I saw the planets coming by here, you know, and not only planets, but it's like huge stuff coming by, but at a huge speed. And I thought to myself, I don't hope I'm astraling, because then I'm not going to be able to come back. Where am I going? And immediately they put me back in my body, and I asked the following Sunday through our board to the masters up there, what did I dream of? And they said, you didn't dream. You've been on an alien craft, but it's light side, it's not greys or anything, they look like us. And it was actually a real light side kingdom, Merkaba, what they call it. And there was quite a lot of people in it. And then I asked the Holy Yule, I said, does it mean I was abducted? No, he was not abducted. Your body was on Earth, only you. They took you as you go every night with your body sleeps to fight demons and whatever, with your council of, or your order of angelical beings, of which I'm a member. And he said to me, in fact, everybody has been abducted in some sort of way. Doesn't matter if it's your body or you. We know what to look for. If your whole body was abducted, you will not lie at us. We can see in your eyes, and I've described it, and maybe one day I'll describe it once again. But if your eyes doesn't look like that, you cannot become, you know, by a magical word, you can become energy.
Yeah.
You can vanish and become energy. But where you actually arrive, you must once again materialize a link to get your form. That's possible, and I know one person who had this experience, but in the eyes you can see it immediately. There's not a plate at the back of the not the pupil, the iris.
Yes.
If this is the iris, this round part of there's not a back plate that you can see. It looks as if you are looking in a pit of blue or green moving. It's like water that you look in. Then we know you have been energy and you've been resembled. Then I know you've been abducted, bodily and all. Now, yeah, the One World Government, in collaboration with third world countries' governments, have contracts with certain alien representatives of certain star systems. You know, when they presented the Star Wars and stuff, I thought, oh goodness, you know. Today, no, they exist. It's just in very high dimensions. It's not near us, but they exist. They are exceedingly high in rank alien councils in place, of which people have heard of but do not want to believe in, except for a few who knows about it and communicate two-way with some of these ancient masters or councils or whatever. You know, I mean, it's just obvious. If you take on Earth, there's a hierarchical, even for every household. Now, if you take the universes, there will be a council, whatever you, gods, you know, looking over the Earth. A council looking over Mars.
Yeah.
A council over Venus. A council over the Moon. But all of them have one representative going to a higher council representing our star system. And he, with lots of other, will represent the universe. So it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. At night, when most people are anchored in front of their sport kennels, of which they watch mind control series on television, rather go outside and make yourself comfortable in the open air, under the skies. Watch the skies. You will quickly get used to what is satellites and what is real ancient spacecraft. A few weeks ago, a train of unidentified aerial objects were seen over Bloemfontein. We consulted our guides on this and they informed us that what we saw was a Lopzala from Katoro, which is a star system or a planet or something. If you look at the photo, you will see it looks like a train of spacecraft, train of wagons, you know, the one is connected to the other one. They are not supposed to make themselves known, according to the wise ones up there, to our humanities. They are not supposed to show themselves, which means they flew too low within our human eye range, which is a fact. So I think a lot of people saw that in the night skies. I cannot remember. And by the time, I mean, we're doing this program in 2 months time, it will be on the air. So it will be quite a long time back. But our guide said to me that they wish people would be outside at night for a few hours to see how many UFOs fly above in our night skies. And I can promise you, if you've got good eyes and you go out tonight and you stay in your yard checking the night skies, lying on your back or sitting in a chair or whatever, I can promise you within 2 hours you will see a strange thing going over. It is for sure. I mean, they are. And do not forget that there are first world governments who built alien spacecraft and other alien fighting planes. All alien spacecraft are not built by aliens alone. I mean, I know that the leader countries of this world, the 2 biggest countries, I know they haven't got this modern aircraft that they show us. They've got much better than that. I mean, we go, you know, here in South Africa, we go to see what is the uitstalling?
Exhibit.
Exhibit.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you,
Hang on.
Quebec, of what they see as night fighting, you know, and then they've got a few old cannons there, you know, those that they go by strips or whatever you call it. And then I think for myself, you know, if you are still showing us this, is this South Africa? I mean, before the Second World War, the Russians had tanks the size of a house. No, you show us this rubbish. No.
Ernst, but those people that's building those big spacecrafts here on Earth,
Yeah.
they are, if you stated like previously, they are the experience who so many of us are having with the consciousness giving life form inside of that.
Yeah.
So the soul, that's an alien that you're actually having experience with.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. If you watch the night sky, you will see real alien spacecraft. They travel by day more often. Why? Because they are more
Then they're less visible.
less visible.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you.
Yeah.
I would actually wanted to say more camouflage, but less
yeah.
visible is actually the more correct word. Thank you. And by day they are also camouflaged. There are so many different kinds, as
Yeah.
many car types there are on Earth, so many and more. Let's say ancient alien craft visit the Earth in a day's time, in a day and a night. So there are so many, but it's more the greys and those ugly people, not people, it's robotic stuff. They use this small little round rubbish things. I mean, the stuff that we know as macabres. They are so, if they stand here, you will walk right, goof. You will not see it, and it can move as quickly as it wants to move. It takes on the color, so it can move. A train can move. You will see right through it because it's too camouflaged.
Yeah.
And so the nighttime is better because there is a law. They need to fly and you can see them. So, I knew a few high-ranking incarnated consciousness giving life forms in human bodies among us. I think of the consciousness giving life forms in one of my friends. We are not going to use any names or anything here, but you know who I'm talking about. He is a consciousness giving life form I know as a Kutra called Reza, and he is from Magzore in dimension 160. Now, he's got a very beautiful name, Gatsar. That is the name giving consciousness to his physical body. And he is a healer of Khamuti. And I couldn't understand what is Khamuti. Because he specializes in alternative healing methods for cancer, among other stuff. And I asked them, what is Khamuti? And they told me everything. In other words, he can heal any illness, anything, whatever. So he is researching quite a lot of cancer types, etc. And he's got wonderful things. But I mean, look where he comes from. And if he comes from 160, he's not an angelical being. So he is what we call he's kind of a god, something like Hefkanan, something,
In the next program, which is program M, we are going to share ancient wisdom secrets on psychic and spiritual advanced people on Earth. Why is it that only an exceedingly small percentage of Western people are psychic, while the masses do not even believe in the unseen? Can psychic people really see and experience what the masses cannot see or experience? Can you develop to be psychic and spiritual?
Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel to be in line for more ancient wisdom secrets. Please share this and the previous programs in this series to as many people as possible. Help us to make the unknown known. Please also like our programs. Don't forget to press the like, share and subscribe buttons and the little bell icon to be in line for more ancient wisdom secrets. Until we chat again, love and light to each and every one of you. Bye.
Bye.